Good morning, evening, afternoon, I'm Tato Cat. Welcome to my channel. Today we are playing an adventurer's tale. Previously, we're getting to the bottom of what Greya is. And so far we've got the Lord of the Manor and we're talking to him and getting down to the bottom of it, and we're trying to free her. And that's where we left off. So we'll figure out what she is, hopefully, in this episode. So let's continue. I finish instinctively shuffling. Oh, I don't know why I said I finish. I instinctively shuffle back and gulp soundlessly. A frown on a face like his is very upsetting. My chair, compared to his usual demeanor. He relaxes visibly, or controls himself, before speaking again. I know what Greya is. I don't know who waylaid her parents. I know what her being here means. At least two of us knows. I'm not one of them. He closes his eyes, and his voice becomes weary, as if his age had finally caught up with him in one blow. Unfortunately for me, she knows that too. So does the whole town. His words strike me like a hammer to my breastplate. The wind leaves my lungs, and I stare with disbelief. But if she knows, and she's still here... He nods his head, understanding my thoughts, without me having to voice them. As you can see, I'm not your enemy. It's Greya herself you need to deal with. I shake my head and become wary again. I let too much slip in the exchange. How does he know my intentions for Greya? I don't need to deal with anyone. I was just curious, that's all. His familiar smile comes back, and he joins his fingers over his mouth once again. I'm sure you were. Is that all you have for me, hero? I frowned once more time. This dismissal is clear to any fool in his words. But I refuse to accept it. Given all this, what about the caravan? Why send her away? I think you misunderstood the situation. Do I? You can see it as well. Greya is happy here, is she not? Do you think I would send her away? That's what I'm asking you. But others... His eyes narrow and gaze over me maliciously. May not be as welcome. You knew the wolves would attack them, and Greya would come back regardless. He shrugs. Others have tried to free her without her knowledge, is all I can say. You bastard. I'd likely do the same to you, but a quest is a quest, is it not? So, your reward is your knowledge of this situation. Would you allow me to buy Greya's freedom? Buy Greya's freedom? He chuckles to himself. Perhaps, but even A noble like you wouldn't be able to afford such a thing. Tell me how much. Yeah, I'm like super rich. I have 400 gold. 2,000 gold, no less. Well, that shut me the fuck up. I don't have that. So I guess I gotta make that. I got to go kill some stuff and rob some people and kill stuff. And that's about it. Killing stuff only gives me 5 gold though. Remember my promise to Greya. Her caring eyes and voice float through my mind. It'll be done. With that, I stand and begin to walk away. He shouts to me from behind. I'll look forward to it then, Garth. I clench my fist in anger and turn to leave. Greya, you got money? Can you lend me some money? I need money. So what, go back to the manor when I have money? Is that what I do? If you're looking for Greya, I'm sure she's out somewhere. Okay. I can't help on the farm. Well, I have a couple of big quests to do. But I can't remember tavern where they were located. I'm not a mercenary. Yeah, but it doesn't tell me what to do. It's to talk to the bartender for more information, then head to Sasor. Okay, go. I guess I'll go to Sasor. Oh, what's going on with the Beholder quest? I didn't mean to hit back. Kill one beholder. 12 gold. Yeah, but where do beholders live? Does it say? Beholder. Huh. It's like my objective is to kill a beholder. Okay, but I don't know where Beholder lives. That's not helpful. I know I have another Beholder quest, though. Maybe that tells me something where Beholders are. Kill one Beholder. Okay, great. Don't know where beholders are. Or maybe they're in my great big book of stuff. goblin. No. Cool. It's fun. It's wonderful. I don't know where beholders are. What are the... I feel like a tree ant would be found in the forest. I've done this one before. Alright, let's go to Sassor. And maybe that'll help me with the other thing, the other quest. The foreign noble lady quest. How do... Oh, yes. Alright, let's go to Sassor. Yes. Perhaps the Sassor itself is uncharacteristically bumpy, showing signs of serious wear. Does the Lord feel that roads aren't worth his time, or could there be something taking his attention away from the infrastructure? Well, the only way to find out would be to hit the township. I only hope the town doesn't, well, hit back. Yeah, go to the tavern. Unfortunately, my wishes for a peaceful travel here were spurned by the gods themselves, as the first thing that happened as I entered the town is a tavern brawl. It's fine as long as I get experience points for it. Sock is pretty face for me. Dude, I'm really good. Okay. And so I'm here toying with a group of 4 mercenaries. This is a mercenary? Okay. It's a group of 4 mercenaries who have clearly had too much to drink. They amble around me like children, or at least that's how I make them look, trying to land blows. I simply flow between them like water, not bothering to attack them in return. Some fights you just don't waste your time on. I grab a mug of ale and wash it down with grimace, kicking back on my heels to allow a fool to crash into the bar. Enough! Out with you louts! The giant tavern keeper crosses his bar in one move and grabs the 2 drunken fellows in the height of his fury and tosses them out like the garbage they are. Haha. Good riddance. He turns to me, and instead of the apology I expected to see, his face is set in a grim determination. That includes you as well. I simply blink in confusion, looking between him and my mug of ale. But you must know that you have not chance of catching me, much less throwing me out. His eyes become harder, and he takes a decisive step forward to complete his impossible task. That I do. But I have a reputation to keep. He moves cautiously towards me, and the whole place holds its breath in anticipation of the fight between the brawny tavern keeper and the lean warrior. I'm not surprised that no one here respects the adventurer sigil on my scabbard or my armor. It's not something that would be taught here, so far away from any strong guild presence. Well, you won't have much of a reputation if someone like me pummels you into the ground, would you? He grimaces and continues his timed advance. I sigh and place my mug down on a nearby table. I feel like these sort of scenes don't need to be this long. And stretch. For a man of his size, dodging will take too much energy. I'll just settle for flooring him and finishing my mug. Just as I make my first step in attack, the door bursts open and a female voice resounds through the room. Hopefully I don't kill this one either. Stop right there. Lord's guard coming in. My eyes did something. My eyes turned to take in the most beautiful yet messy woman I have ever seen. Her hair falls about her in a tingle of untamed locks, and her armor, no, her whole outfit is barely functional and definitely off-putting. How dare it be functional? Oh, barely functional. Who on earth? Who? Oh, I see. Who on earth wears breeches with plate armor? What's even the point of that? You're lucky I don't want to see you in my tavern ever again, or else. I smile as he slinks away, his statement made to sound what little dignity he had left from his obvious delayed disgrace. Scrounge. Okay, scrounge, not sound. That makes more sense. I smirk as he slinks away, his statement made to scrounge what little dignity he had left from his obvious delayed disgrace. The woman who stopped the fight walked up to me and notices something that shocks me. None of the men are watching her with any sexual interest. None. Not one of them. Even the ones I'd peg as the type to lust after anything that wears a skirt. Are you looking in a mirror when you say this? State your business here, stranger. I look at her with interest, but my obviously lecherous gaze doesn't disgust her. Rather, she raises an eyebrow in surprise. Why do you look at me like that? I smirk and bow, starting to put one or two things together from what I've seen and heard so far. I find you to be the kind of woman I'd like to spend the night with. She averts her eyes and gives a shockingly nonchalant response. I see. A man besides us drinking his ale and listening in our conversation snorts with derision. Well, you be the first. She still doesn't seem to really react. What the hell? Come with me. For her part, she doesn't flinch or respond to the barb at all, or rather ignores it. I oblige her request and follow her out of the tavern, noting the disinterested gaze from men. Looking at the way her body swishes in those tight breeches, I can't fathom how they manage to display such disinterest. Is there something I'm missing here? We hit the seedy establishment and we exit the seedy establishment and walk through the township itself. The woman before me, keeping her eyes straight ahead. Might also be the fact that the women, both old and young, give her a scornful look. Washerwomen, vendors, even beggars, scampering around. What a town. They may be at the very fringes of our kingdom, but they hold very strongly to the principles in the capital city. I shake my head ruefully as I continue to follow the well-endowed warrior Garth before me. Before I reach my destination, let me explain a few things so the picture becomes clearer. Okay, sure, why not? In some societies of Gracia, whatever it's called, it is a custom that warriors should be men and women should be the one who manage all aspects of the home. So that while the warrior is out defending the city, the woman with better minds and bodies for control can keep everything together and protect the children. This custom has hardened into something stronger. It's no longer spoken or taught, but rather has formed basic notion of society for some of us. The rights or wrongs of this or whatever else are not often discussed. It's just ingrained in the societies. But every generation, there are those like this woman before me who prefer to do what is not believed to be fit for them. It throws the balance of society off, and as such, to bring back the balance, they treat the exception as well an exception. In other words, the men didn't give any lustful looks to this warrior woman because in the eyes of society, she has cast away her womanhood to become a man. The same goes near inversely for men who are either unfit to become warriors, merchants, or priests. Harsh punishment for those who just don't feel like abiding by the societal norm. Depending on who you ask, some may call it an archaic, some may call it archaic, some may just accept it. My opinion is, of course, here nor there, but it's a rather curious case. My open response to her must seem strange. I'd assume maybe even forward, but that's how I operate. What's your name? It's a name that starts with the G. Okay. Oh, I didn't say. My name is Grenia. I am part of the Lord of Sasor's elite rank of the Mercenary Guild. She's from the Mercenary Guild. I'm talking like this again. That's terrible for my voice. She's from the Mercenary Guild. And of the elite rank, so she has the skills to warrant her decision. She falls into step with me and looks at me with clear interest. I know I'm pretty, but a look like that would make anyone blush. Do I have something on my face? No, I was just, I smirk and flick her nose. Why? In a show of friendliness. Don't flick my nose ever. She slaps my hand away from her, however. Yeah, don't flick my nose. That would annoy the shit out of me. Don't flick my nose. It's not friendly. It's annoying. No need to stutter, grin. Well, you are quite, forward. Let's save that for the brothel workers, huh? Jeez, talk about being forward. Well, you can look at me as much as you want if you feel like it. You can touch too. I add a wink and to the end of my proposal. Wink. Are you some type of art exhibit? That's one way to put it. She rolls her eyes. We walk together peacefully, taking in the sights and smells of human civilization. It may smell like an unwashed ass that has been left in the sun for 30 years, but it's the closest thing we can associate to home. So, Grinia, where are we headed? The guild headquarters at the Lord Manor. Oh? How did they know an adventurer would be passing by? How did they know that's even why I was here? We're almost there. We should be finding out the answers to all your questions soon. I shrug and throw my arms behind my head, walking behind her with a relaxed gait. She guides me through the hallway of the manor, stopping at a large oak door with carvings fit for a, well, obviously lord. After knocking, we hear a curt but strong enter. She glances at me once before opening the door, leading me into an extravagant bedroom. Lord Marcus. She bows in the manner of knights, her left knee on the ground and her right leg forming a right angle. Her right hand is placed over her heart, while her left hand is placed on the hilt of her rapier. This is the ultimate show of servitude. This is a warrior telling another that she will devote her blade to his cause. I raise an eyebrow at the display. I guess whoever this lord is, he's done something to her for her to be this loyal. How they really like to reuse sprites. Ha. Case in point, the smile that breaks on his face when he looks upon her. The man himself is pretty ordinary, well built, stocky, and with dark brown eyes. Sure. Clean shaven. Blonde, militaristic attire and stature. Creases on his forehead. A seasoned general. His eyes turn to me. Who have you brought to me today, Grinia? Fresh, new adventurer? Uses her first name too. And what was that last part? My lord, he is an adventurer. His smile doesn't slip off his face, but the extension of it to his eyes dies. This was a polite smile, not a friendly one. The kind nobles used in court and balls. Excellent timing. We have need of more mercenaries. That is why you came, is it not, Mr. Garth? Don't assume you know my pronouns, bro. Garth. His smile slips off completely. He regards me in a new light. Don't assume. Maybe I don't want to go by Mr. What if I want to go by Magnificent? Well, maybe I'm a prince. Look at my blonde hair. Clearly I'm a noble. You don't know. I mean, you're blonde and you're not a noble. But look how magnificent I am. Clearly I am of high birth. So address me as such, you peasant fool. Is something Garth would probably say. His smile slips off his as he regards me in a new light. His eyes travel up to my hair color, then to my eyes, before taking in my face properly. Ah, he spotted it. I offer him a genuine smile. He refused to give me in response. He smiles back. He's a goldfish cracker. Grinia watches our exchange with obvious confusion. Well, Garth, I assume you are interested in joining the guild, are you not? Of course. I couldn't call myself an adventurer if I turned down an opportunity such as this, could I? He chuckles to himself. No, definitely couldn't. Well, very well. Come forward, Garth. I walk forward and he hands me a mercenary badge. We both nod at each other, but neither of us talk. The air grows tense. We stare at each other down for a few seconds, while a worried and tense these names. I thought like the heroic adventurers, the legendary Evilgolgia was bad. But like they had names like Lena and stuff like that. But this is like Gerdia and Gercia and Gurgle Snurf. I'm still not going to get that game's name right. The worried and tense Grinia looks on helpless. In the end, I simply give a light bow and leave the room with Grinia on my heels. I don't stop to talk with her until we're out on the courtyard. What was that back there? I turn around and face her with a plastered smile on my face. The noble act of an adventurer greeting the local lord. She holds me back as an attempt to resume my exit of the grounds. That wasn't just a greeting, it was like you two had history. And there was no test, he simply gave you the badge. Damn. My Garinia, men don't speak with words alone, but by the feelings of the air. They do a vibe check. We can sense each other's aura, sort of like, you know, when you can tell how horny someone is. What? What? Your references. This took her totally off guard. Her cheeks burning crimson from my body assertion. Good. What? Of course, you mean you had no idea? I state it in such a way that it makes her sound absolutely clueless for not knowing this simple fact. One trait that carries across every person despite where they come from, who they are, or what they do, is the aversion to being called stupid. So naturally, she would find a way to prove the opposite, either by omission or a lie. Ah, I see. I had no idea. Thank you for letting me know, Garth. I did not know you and the general swung that. Ah, yes. She's like, I didn't know you were horny for each other. That's what I didn't read. What? You're mistaken. Oh? She gives me a deadpan stare. That's great. I like her. How so? I guess she needs to be the exception to everything. I have explaining to do before my mercenary ventures begin, I guess. Oh, wow. Your day has ended. Find your way back to the tavern for the night. Oh, I guess that took half a day. Oh, that's just 5 minutes. Okay, well, we'll end the episode here. We will see how horny I am for the general. How horny Garth is for the general in the next episode. Maybe after getting her, I can get the noble lady or something. See how I'm broker now, right? Am I broke? Let's see if I'm broker. I should be broker. No. I guess maybe it just costs money to the one time. Cool. Alright, I'm not sure how that's really works, but it seems to be fine. Eleanor seems to be cool. Eleanor hasn't taken my money yet. But yeah. We'll see how that goes in the next episode. Until then, see you next time.